Hello everyone. This is, finally, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Inferno difficulty, S rank, no damage, using no New Game Plus items. So, a couple of disclaimers. First off, I will not be explaining mechanics as in-depth as I normally do. Because Inferno has so much to talk about specifically for dealing with the difficulty, as this is a difficulty that is meant to be beaten using New Game Plus items, in my opinion. So in my normal videos, or previous videos for RE2 and RE3 Remake, I will explain things in detail when I get a moment, sometimes even too much in detail. For people that are newer to the game, even though I say you should not watch the video if you're new to the game, you should know what you're doing. The same stands true with this, but normally I still would talk about it for people that I know like to hear those descriptions, or anyone that doesn't understand them. For this game, I'm not going to do that, or for this playthrough, excuse me, I'm not going to do that as much, because there's just not enough time. I'm going to glance over most of those mechanics. The second disclaimer is this is not a speed run, as always, as with my previous runs. I do things in a very fast fashion because I need to do them efficiently in order to be safe. But this is not a speed run. A speed run, you'd be taking a lot more risks that I'm not taking because this is no damage. Couple other things. This took me so long because life's kind of hectic, excuse me, right now, and I've been doing other things that just haven't been up to it. So sorry that it took so long, but I mean, I finally got it done after about 2 months. I started it 2 months ago, and then kind of I did like the first 2 segments, and then kind of stopped. This is also, as I just mentioned, a segmented run, which means that I do use saves. You are allowed 5 saves on Inferno. The requirements for S rank are that you beat the game in under 2 hours and save equal to or less than 5 times. Quick thing before we continue through this intro segment here. Stick very left at this segment, away from those zombies, because on Inferno and Nightmare, the grab range of the zombies is much larger, so they can grab you if you're not being careful, unlike on the lower difficulty. So if it's your first time through Inferno, you can get killed right there. You want to stick absolutely to the left as far as you can. Another quick thing here in Inferno. There's a new zombie right here that you'll usually have to perfect dodge. For me, I only had to do a regular dodge because of the way he was turned, but normally you have to perfect dodge past him. So, what is Inferno difficulty? Let's talk about that real quick. So Inferno is Nightmare difficulty, but with the difficulty even further increased. Enemies have more health, are more aggressive, they have larger aggro ranges, they will typically be faster, like some enemies, like Nemesis particularly. His animation speeds are actually sped up, so he's a lot faster in this mode when he's running or attacking you, etc. And the biggest thing that Nightmare introduces is remixed enemy waves and some different item placements. So item placements are very different from regular assisted, standard, or hardcore. There's also a zombie here that you're going to pretty much have to perfect dodge. You could try to take a long way around him, but then you waste a bunch of time, so I just perfect dodge him. But yeah, basically the item placements are very different. There's a lot less ammo to make use of. Crafting ammo gives a lot less. The enemy placements are much more brutal, and you get a side pack and the Magnum early in this run because you need it in order to actually play. Nemesis is much more of a threat on Inferno than any of the other difficulties, especially Inferno particularly. But you'll see the remix to the items and the enemies in Nightmare up. So, yeah, we're about to get into the game. You have to play through this boring, like, 10-minute segment at the beginning of every run that you do. And let me tell you, the amount of times that I've played through this now, because I don't save for quite a little while into Inferno, so I've had to run through this beginning segment on Inferno, like, Excuse me, 70 fucking times. And I am very much tired of it. But I think I got most of the disclaimers and everything out of the way, talked about the game a little bit during the time period. I haven't been doing anything particularly interesting that I haven't already pointed out during that beginning segment. Right here, I'm doing a little bit of a speedrun strat to get ahead of Carlos. It does not matter. You'll be seeing me do that on the stairs a lot. I'll take this moment to explain that right away. In case you are not familiar, that is stair skating, where you can aim a weapon, either the knife, grenades, guns, whatever, on the stairs, and the first step your character takes when lowering the weapon is faster than you just running down the stairs. So by tapping the button in a rhythm, you go faster. You'll also see me do this a lot in this playthrough. Excuse me. I'll be dodging into cutscenes or interactables, because dodging is faster than sprinting, with the exception that at the end of a dodge, you have to, it takes a minute to recover before Joe can start running again. But if you dodge into an animation, like a cutscene or opening a lock or something, of course that being stuck won't happen. So I do dodge into things a lot. That's why I'm doing that. I'm also not skipping walk and talks like this because they don't add time to the timer. I will be skipping cutscenes, but I'm going to sit through them. But walk and talks don't add time, so I'll only be skipping them, like you see right here, when I reach items or doors that I need to pick up that I can't while the walk and talk is happening, because then I can actually walk without adding time to my in-game timer for the S rank. We picked up the Magnum and the side pack that we get early, and here's where the first tricky part is. Instead of trying to dodge past the zombie, I just take the long way around and waste a little bit of time. Pick up the flash grenade, but we're not going to use it on the horde of zombies in front of us. We're going to run straight, then turn left to make the zombie lunge at us. Then we're going to double dodge past the second zombie that's going to try to lunge at us to make sure he can't catch up with us. And then we're going to perfect dodge the last one. It's a bit tricky. It takes a lot of practice. The reason why I'm doing that instead of using the flash grenade is because we need that flash grenade for later. Don't forget the gunpowder in that box right there. You're seeing me here just dodge into cutscenes. And stick far left coming out of that second cutscene to go around these zombies. You're going to see me stair skating more here. I'll be doing that the whole run, like I said. I just wanted to try to explain a lot of the movement tools that I'm using early, so that if you see me using them the whole run, you'll understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. We're going to take the usual hardcore mode route that I used, and we're going to go up through the apartment area first. We're going to unlock the safe. The combination is the exact same as if you're playing on any other difficulty. It does not change, so it's 9, 3, 7. You don't got to worry about that. It still gives you the same item, which is the red dot sight for your handgun. This increases the handgun's accuracy, the time that it takes for the reticle to focus in. We're definitely going to need that. And we're going to pick up another gunpowder in that drawer right there to make some handgun rounds. Immediately turn left through this door, more handgun rounds, and we got to take out our first zombie. Be very careful, because in Inferno, as I stated, the aggro range of enemies is significantly further, and they will just lunge at you and take you out. I was trying to hit her head with the knife, and I kept missing. Wasted a little bit of time there. But, yeah, just be careful when fighting these zombies that you don't get too close. Try to use only headshots and try not to miss. We're very, very low on ammo for the beginning of this run, and pretty much the entirety of this run. We're going to play footsies for a little bit here with these zombies. There's two zombies, a regular one and a NE Alpha Parasite-headed zombie. We're trying to play footsies with the NE Alpha and get rid of the regular zombie so that we can get a clear shot at the NE Alpha with the Magnum. We have to use a Magnum round to get rid of him. Excuse me. So right now, I'm just kind of dodging in and out of the door, taking pot shots at the regular zombie to try to then, after he's out of the way, like right now, get a clear shot at the NE Alpha. The reason why I'm taking so long when it looks like I may have had a clear shot before is because if you miss a Magnum round here, you basically got to restart your run. We can't afford to miss pretty much any Magnum runs in the entire run. I make mistakes in this run, and it significantly hurts me down the line. I still managed to do it. Another one of those worst case scenarios that I end up showing you guys. But it's way harder, so you do not want to miss any rounds. We're going to dodge around the backside of that safety vest zombie, come into the pharmacy, grab the high-grade gunpowder, the fancy box, and another box of 10 handgun rounds. We need as much stuff as we can get. Now, typically, you can try to dodge around this zombie. I didn't want to take the chance, so I decided to sit in here and wait till I had a clear shot to try to take him out. trading time and ammo for consistency, not having to worry about taking a bite and having to replay the segment again. If you can get around him, you know, that's great. On Inferno, pretty much all attacks are going to either one-shot you or bring you to danger. Very few times will you be put to caution, and in those times, usually another attack will simply kill you, so be careful. We're going to come into the railway offices, grab the hand grenade, and then we need to do something very specific here. When we pick up the hose, we need to aim head level at right about there. You're going to have to practice and learn where it's going to be so that we can immediately shoot that parasite zombie in the side of the head before it aggroes on us. Parasite zombies, when aggroed on you, have they have like a mouth on the front of their face that you can see. They have like these bone claws, and they will shut and you can't hit them from the front. So we need to make sure to hit them when those claws are open or in the side of the head or the back of the head to actually deal damage to them. I waited and looked through the window to make sure that the normal zombie was following me out and not the parasite zombie. Unfortunately, she still came out afterwards. So what I'm doing now is I was trying to eliminate the standard zombie. I retreated to the door when it looked like I was about to get, like, cornered. And now I'm trying to play footsies again with this parasite zombie in order to get a clear shot of their head without missing. She did something weird that's not supposed to happen. She's not allowed to come out here, but she did. This is the only time that I've ever seen this happen in anyone's runs, not just my own. But it gave me an easy shot to the back of her head because she was trying to stumble her way back into the railway offices. I don't think she tried to attack me because, again, she's not supposed to be able to come out here. Her tether range is inside. So, anyway, I eliminated her. Noticed that the standard zombie had gotten back up. So I'm going to eliminate him. I'll take this quick moment to explain that zombies in RE3R on any difficulty only get up twice. I didn't have to check that zombie there like I did with the knife. They can only get up twice. So if you down them, they fall over. They can still be alive, but if you kill them again, they will only... That's it. That's done. In RE2, they could get up multiple times, but they don't in this game, so don't worry about that. We came into the office room here. We're going to grab another hand grenade and another high-grade gunpowder out of those two lockers. We're going to combine the high grades to make magnum rounds. We're pretty much going to only be using high-grade gunpowder to make magnum rounds because we need every goddamn magnum round that we can get. And then we're going to head around here because there is a box of handgun ammo. We need as many handgun bullets as we can get right now as well. And now we're going to take the long way back because we don't have the supplies to deal with any of their zombies. I waste quite a bit of time in this first area that you would not waste in a speedrun, and that I did not waste in my hardcore version of No Damage, because you just kind of have to on Inferno. And, like, I need certain weapons at certain times, or certain ammo at certain times, or else I just can't progress safely. You might be able to progress, but only by taking a hit or wasting a considerable amount of lesser ammo, and that's just, I can't afford that in this run. We're going to turn the corner, pop the barrel, and grab the gunpowder off this corpse, just like on hardcore. Drop the ladder and go down. And use the hose on the flaming alley. Be careful of this safety vest zombie right here. He can be a dick, he can camp by the ladder, and sometimes you'll need to play footsies with him in order to get him to move so that you can safely descend the ladder without being at risk of getting grabbed. You'll see that later in this run. We're going to grab the bolt cutters. I'm dodging backwards here to trigger that cutscene, and then I'm going to deposit some items. So basically, we only need the handgun, the knife, its ammo, and the bolt cutters. You don't even really need the knife. I carry around... Well, actually, yeah, you do need the knife for this segment, I think. It's good to carry around the knife for the beginning portion of the game. You won't need it later on, but I usually keep it on me just to stair skate without having this happen every time I stair skate, where the reticle pops up on screen. It looks less annoying to do it with the knife, as you just saw there. Coming out of the door there, we're going to unlock the door, grab the shotgun shells, and then turn that alley so we can get some more handgun rounds. Right here, be careful. There's two dogs. You're going to run up behind this pallet to the left, wait till one of the dogs tries to jump at you, stun him, then shoot the dog in the back, and then try to knife this dog to death. Usually you can knife him to death before he gets up, but he actually got up and got away from me, so I had to finish him off with the handgun. And now, we're going to snipe these parasite zombies from mid-range with the handgun in the back. You need to be aiming way towards the back of their head, because, as I explained earlier, they have teeth at the front of their head protecting. So there's a very small area you have to hit. It can be a little bit tricky. You don't want to get too close to them because they will impale you. They have very low HP, They don't have the same HP as normal parasite zombies, so we can kill them with the handgun in just a few shots. But we could try to run past them in a speed run. You'd run past them and dodge their attacks, but it's just too risky. Their attacks are very hard to dodge, and I don't like to chance it, so we're just going to eliminate them with the handgun, and then we're going to turn around. We could have come here and done this part later, excuse me, but I wanted to get it done now. I like to get dangerous things out of the way as soon as possible. Now we're going to be turning around to go get the shotgun, similar to what I did in my hardcore playthrough. We're going to be getting the shotgun early, but I mentioned in my hardcore playthrough that it was optional to get the shotgun, and you could save time by not getting it early if you wanted to be a little bit riskier with the drain demos, excuse me. The issue is, it's not optional for Inferno, unless you really want a rough time. Not even with the drain demos, but in the substation's first area. I'll show. But yeah, Inferno is brutal. It is not an easy task. We're going to come back up on this door that we crossed through earlier, and if we sit on the outside of the door, this zombie who got up cannot aggro on us because his tether range is inside the room. So we can abuse that to snipe him through the doorway. I tried finishing him off with the knife to save on bullets, but he still got back up, so I had to use an extra handgun round to the head to finish him off. We're headed all the way back to the Kite Bros railway station to, like I said, grab the shotgun so that we have it for the first room of the substation, which has a bunch of zombies in it. We're going to be coming back through this area a few times to collect items safely so that we don't have to risk getting hit or wasting extra munitions or anything like that. We're going to try to play this extremely conservative at the cost of time. But we still have plenty of time in the entirety of the run. We don't got to worry about that. Pick up the shotgun. Sometimes you'll notice me pause the game, usually because I'm either checking my timer or my phone went off and I got a notification or something, checking if it was important. There's a zombie here that breaks through that door, and we want to go ahead and blast him in the head. I actually thought about it and realized I might want to check him to make sure he's actually dead because his head didn't pop. Because we want him to actually be dead, and as you can see, he didn't twitch there. If a zombie is still alive, if you hit any part of their body, including just knifing their hand, the part of their body that you hit will have physics. It will jiggle or move. If they are completely static and do not move, they are not still alive. Even if they don't, like when you hit them, get up and go ugh and try to attack you, if their body part moves, they're alive. They can still play dead with the body part moving. So you'll see that a few times in this run, but when you check bodies, just look for movement on the part of the body that you're hitting, like a limb, heads, arms, legs, etc. Watching out for Mr. Safety over here again, safety vest zombie, and we're gonna head back to the substation now with our newly acquired shotgun, which is gonna help us deal with these stupid fucking zombies on the bottom floor. The aggro range of zombies in Inferno is fucking insane. It's very hard to avoid them. They clearly want you to use the perfect dodge, but the perfect dodge is very hard to use without using the Stars manual, which is a New Game Plus item that you can buy from the shop. But yeah, we're gonna come from the substation, and immediately we're gonna bank left. So we're gonna actually, excuse me, we're gonna wait for this female zombie to walk down the middle, then bank left, shotgun this zombie in the leg to try to trip her over, and then follow up with this guy in the leg. I don't aim for headshots here because leg shots are a little bit more consistent on stunning zombies. Now the reason we're not killing them is because those zombies actually completely despawn once we go through the cutscene here at the substation. We're not going to save yet. We have a lot more to do before we make our first save, but our first save will be before doing the drain demos, because the drain demos are so fucking random and there's no consistency to it that I just cannot do it without saving before them. We're going to grab a green herb because we take forced cutscene damage coming up. Forced cutscene damage does not count for a no damage run because I can't avoid it. I'm grabbing the lockpick and then turning the corner and shooting that box, because shooting it is faster than running over and knifing it. Sometimes it contains handgun ammo. It will contain 10 rounds. So I'll get 9 rounds plus the one I spent back. This time it was a green herb. unfortunately, so I just took the loss. We're gonna skip the cutscene and immediately eat the herb, so again, this is the only damage we actually take in the run. It is forced and does not count. Then we're gonna turn around and go back, and not to save. We have a bunch of items to collect with the lockpick. Now, the lockpick can open a numerous amount of containers back in the city, and normally I would wait until after coming back from the substation to get them to be time efficient. The issue is Nemesis will be chasing us, and Nemesis is 1,000 times more dangerous on this difficulty. So we have to get all these lockpick items first, and then go back to the substation, wasting time. We're gonna lockpick that locker to get 15 handgun rounds, and then grab another gunpowder. Again, we are trying to get every handgun round we can for the Drain Demos. I keep fucking up how to say that. Drain Demos section. Excuse me. Because it's just, it is misery incarnate. I don't know how else to explain it. I've also had to redo that segment about 120 times. This whole run took me a while, not just because life has been kind of kicking me in the ass and I haven't felt like playing it, but also because of the fact that it is just an extremely difficult run to do. So, we're going to come into the box here. I'm grabbing the other gunpowder from earlier that I put away so that I can make my handgun rounds now. That's the only thing I needed. I just wanted to make sure I had a few more. Gotta watch out for safety vest. He was pretty close. I dodged into the ladder to make sure I wasn't going to get grabbed. And we're going to take the long way around for the third time. Round and round Jill goes. Where she ends up, no one knows. So, right now, we're headed to clear out all of the lockpicks on the railway road section over by the railway station. And then we will cut back to finish up on the city street up top afterwards. So first up, we're going to pop back into the railway station. We don't have to, but I like to grab these extra shotgun shells right now, not later. We can get them after we come back here to solve the puzzle.
This must be the subway company's office.
But I would prefer to have them now, right on me, in case something goes wrong. And you'll see, a lot of stuff goes wrong in this run. I end up wasting a lot more shotgun shells and magnum rounds than I would like to. But we grab 5 shotgun shells from that container, and then back to the street. I mention this in pretty much every run I do. I prefer to show runs where I screw up a lot of stuff and still have it work out, because then it will show you that it's still possible even if you screw up a bunch. Although this Inferno one is probably the tightest one I've ever done. You'll have very limited chances at fucking up before you have to restart. We're gonna open up this alley and shotgun this zombie on the ground in the head, because it's actually alive. And then we're gonna grab the handgun rounds, the grenade on the floor, the fancy box, and more shotgun shells. Coming back around the corner, there's gonna be 2 NE alpha parasites at the door. You're gonna shotgun the first one, and then open the door and try to shotgun both of them. The issue is, right as I tried to shotgun the first one, I tried to be fast, but I wasn't fast enough. He actually went to open the door himself and closed the fangs on the front of his face, so I had to waste an extra shotgun shell. It should only take you about 3. I had to waste 4. It will take you 2 to 3 on average. We're gonna walk into the cafeteria, or the donut shop, excuse me. Grab the handgun rounds off of the table, shotgun that zombie that's stuck. He won't actually aggro on you, he's just bashing on the door to keep it closed. We're going to shotgun him in the head. Grab the hand grenade from that locker, and now we're going to sort our inventory a little bit. Just take note of things that I'm putting away. I'm moving the lockpick so it's right below my first slot. Pretty much we just need the handgun and the shotgun right now, and the lockpick, of course. I still keep the knife on me, like I said, for obvious reasons. And now we're going to take the long way around again. Why don't we just go through the donut shop door that we just opened? Because there's a shitload of zombies on the other side. And we don't have the ammo, nor... I mean, we could risk perfect dodging past them, like you would in a speedrun. But that shit's hard. So I'm going to... I do plenty of perfect dodging in this playthrough to show that I can, but when you have the risk of having to replay the entire 30 minutes that you've just been playing from beginning, and especially that first 10 minutes where you can just basically just a walking cutscene, shit sucks, and I really didn't want to risk it, so So now we're going to try to skate around these zombies. Be careful, because this motherfucker right here will typically lunge at you, and he almost got me. You got to be careful of him. The other two usually are pretty complacent, as long as safety vest isn't near the ladder. But, yeah, that fat, balding zombie, he's a motherfucker. We're going to open up this shop here, the supermarket, to grab another high-grade gunpowder, because we need them magnum rounds. And then we're going to carefully exit the building, taking note of where the zombies are located, and head over across the street to the toy shop. Open up the toy shop, and inside is more magnum ammo. I just want to take a look at the Mega Man figures. And now, again, being very careful about where these zombies are positioned. They were in a very bad spot for me, but I didn't want to try to, like, enter the building and leave and try to get them to reposition. Oh, in fact, I did once. Never mind. I just lied to you. I absolutely did that once because I was worried about them. They normally stick to one side of the street and not stay in the middle like they are, which made it difficult for me to get out. So I was trying to get them to get out of the middle. I ended up wasting a little bit of time here. And they weren't really cooperating, so I just decided to go for it. And I almost get grabbed here. Had to do a perfect dodge, and then Mr. Safety almost caught up with me. So I had to dodge again, and then he started coming after me again. And this shows you the aggro range of these fucking Inferno mode zombies with double lunge. It sucks. If you're wondering why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, it's because I actually needed to head back towards the substation. But I went towards the ladder because Safety Vest was chasing after me, and I was worried I was going to get grabbed, and I was still spooked from having to dodge the other two. So I went up the ladder and tried to get him to reset his position. I managed to do it just enough. As you can see, he's still being a bastard. More footsies. Y'all like Street Fighter? Y'all ever played Samurai Showdown? Footsies. So finally, I don't know why I ran right there, like towards the car instead of sticking left, but that was dumb. But I finally made it. I checked my time there because I was like, fuck, I just lost a lot of time out on that exchange, but it was fine. Sometimes you're going to have to do that and just accept the time loss because enemies in general, excuse me, not just zombies, can be quite random. The AI can be frustrating at times. They can do stupid things that end up helping you out because they're so stupid, and they can also be incredibly annoying. It's a trade-off. We're headed back to the substation, finally. And we're about to make our first save. The first segment. Because I need to save before this segment in order to not die. Not even about dying, it's about getting hit, but I mean. So things that, I don't know why I was checking through my inventory here. All I need to do is put away the high grade and the magnum ammo. But, yeah, so I'm going to be saving. And then we're going to load it up here. Okay, so Drain Demos. I'm going to explain as much as I can about them as quickly as I can. There is a certain amount of Drain Demos that are always spawned on the map preset, and then others will come in after a certain amount of time. On Inferno, this amount of time is very minimal. There's always two down this hall, and you pop the generator at the end of the hallway to kill one of them. Then there's always one on the ceiling up there around the corner. We kill him. Then we're going to run down this hall, and there's always one around this corner, and we're going to lead him back towards that other generator and pop that generator to kill him. The final one, the fourth one, is right here, and I'm going to shut up. You'll notice the music kind of calmed down there because there was only 4 Drain Demos, and if we get to a generator fast enough, no more will spawn until we pull a lever. Once you pull a lever, more are going to spawn. So like I said, there are some preset, you'll have to learn their positions yourself, basically, if you want to have it 100% down, and there are some that will just spawn in if you take too much time. So we're trying not to just sit around and kill all of them, because not only do we not have the ammo, we don't have the time. They will camp corners like this, they will wait around the corner for you to try to come around, and they'll attack you. So it helps to pop generators, like this one, that are positioned next to corners to kill them instantly. I'm trying to bait one to come after me, and I'm going to kill him in one shot with the generator. Try, in general, to aim for their little heads. They do have little faces. Because, yeah, there's going to be one that comes out of the wall right here after pulling this generator. See how they have, like, little heads? Aim for those because it does do more damage than shooting them in the body. You will have to use fewer shots, so that's why you're seeing me kind of aim for headshots. As you can see right there, it only took me 2 rounds to kill that one because I think I got a crit. I had to get lucky a few times in here and use perfect dodges. It's very difficult to do this. We're pulling those. Oh, we're coming around this corner to pop this generator in case there's any drain demos hiding up ahead around the corner, because they will do that, like I said. We pull those 2 generators back there first, unlike in my hardcore run, because I ended up finding out it's a little bit easier, but there's really no consistent way to do this no matter what. You just got to be careful, watch your corners, be very judicious with your ammo. Judicious, there we go, words. Because, yeah, we're going to pull this one. We're going to come in here, turn right. The final fancy box is actually located in here on hardcore. You've probably been noticing all of the fancy boxes have different locations. I'm sorry, in Inferno, not hardcore. Inferno changes around. Nightmare in Inferno changes around those locations. We're going to grab the handgun bullets from that box, come down here, and just like on hardcore mode, I'm going to try to weed out some of the drain demos around this corner. Because the ladder, where the ladder is, there's no ceiling. But there's a big goo wall they have to come at you with on the ceiling. Like, they have to climb over the goo wall by being on the ceiling. He almost got me because I ended up missing a bunch of shots because he was fast and wasn't taking stun. So, basically, the drain demos have to follow you on the ceiling in here. Or most of them do. And then, if you back up towards the ladder, they can't, so they have to jump off of the ceiling to the floor or a wall in order to follow you. So I like trying to eliminate a bunch of them right there. Another quick tip while I'm pulling this lever. If a drain demos turns and runs away from you like that one just did, they all typically do. There's about a 50% chance whenever Jill looks at or shoots a drain demos that they will turn and run, like that one back there did. And this one, for some reason, kept aggroed on me, and I actually couldn't stun him, so again, had to get lucky with a perfect dodge. But if they ever run away from you, typically all of them will. So you'll notice if you rewatch the footage, if you even have to, that I use that a couple times, excuse me, a couple times to my advantage in order to pull a lever while they're running away instead of sticking around and killing them. For the final section, after I pull the final lever, I just try to dodge across that one hallway that you saw to try to make sure none of them can hit me, past the generator, and then try to kill a bunch of them with the generator, and then just hope I can make it out. I recommend watching me do it a few times, because it's basically just a lot up to luck. There's no consistent method, and my method will not work for you consistently. It just makes it easier. Now, you'll notice I missed some shots back there. Okay, DA. DA is difficulty adjustment, and it's basically a hidden number that goes up or down, and it determines the difficulty of the game. You can see it on PC. I miss shots to try to attempt to make it go down, because it goes down whenever you get hit or miss shots, to attempt to make an upcoming segment easier. It didn't work. I'll show you how it didn't work, but right now, you want to dodge as soon as you get to the back of that car back there. As soon as you touch the back of the cop car, you dodge, because if you dodge, Jill will not take stun from Nemesis breaking through the wall. We're then gonna shoot the 2 zombies, shoot the generator once Nemesis follows us, shoot this female zombie, and then press up against this zombie on the door. And if you do all of that correctly, you should be fine. The zombie on the door will get punched by Nemesis, but he won't actually hit you. So again, I'm missing shots here specifically because I was trying to lower my DA a little bit in an attempt to make something that I couldn't get consistently work. I'll explain it right here. It did not work even though I lowered my DA. But we're going to walk out here, touch this green bottle next to the boxes on the ground till Nemesis jumps down. We're going to back up. We have our grenades out. We had to grab those. And when Nemesis opens the door, we're going to chuck grenades at him. So here's the first grenade. And then I back up in case he tries to do an attack through the door. Sometimes he'll, like, roar. And then there's another one, and we got to throw the other one right away when he's down. Now, that's supposed to kill him. But it didn't. So I had to waste an additional, like, 5 shotgun shells. Because for some reason, it didn't down him. It is supposed to down him in just the 3 frags, and I cannot for the life of me figure out why sometimes it downs him in 3 frags, and sometimes I have to waste extra shotgun shells. For you, hopefully it will just be the 3 frags. That's why I was trying to miss shots in order to lower my DA, because I thought maybe difficulty adjustment had something to do with it. I'll talk about DA further into the game, where it actually has another application that is consistent and actually usable, like it will work. But right now, we're just gonna use the time that Nemesis is down to run back to the railway station. There's 2 zombies here. I got lucky and managed to down them both with 1 shotgun shell. If you aim in between, in the middle of them, you should be able to kill both of them with 1 shell. Hopefully. It's safer just to use 2. This puzzle, air quotes puzzle, is the same as every other difficulty. There's no good way to explain it. You just hit buttons. You can just copy what I put on screen. You should already know what it is. Make sure you have at least 1 shotgun shell coming out of here. And make sure you at least, if you do try to do the DA thing where I shoot the floor, although you shouldn't, make sure you have 1 bullet in the handgun to shoot Nemesis with the generator, and another bullet, a second bullet, for up ahead. You'll notice I kept 1 bullet in my gun. Coming out of the railway office, we need to down that parasite zombie by shooting in the leg, and then immediately stick left to this corner near the door. All the way in the corner towards the door where I was just standing. Why? Because for some reason, it causes those 2 parasite zombies at the top of the stairs and in front of us to not aggro, and we can get clear, easy shots with the Magnum on them. So use focus shots with the Magnum. Wait till the reticle is all the way focused in, because from that distance, we need a focus shot to kill them in 1. And then snipe them. We're going to open the Nemesis case we got, and it's the extended mag, but we're not going to put the extended mag in the handgun yet. We're going to wait till we use the last bullet, because the extended mag will actually refill your ammo to full. So you want your gun to be empty when you use it. In the best possible scenario. We're taking the long way back down the ladder up here. And Nemesis is going to come back. We're going to touch the barrel, turn around, and we're going to keep our vision centered on him so he doesn't try to jump in front of us. We're going to go back to the gate, then flick around and shoot the barrel. Then we're going to use 3 focus shots on his heart container, or his parasite container. We're going to use 1 when he's trying to walk through the door, another one when he's down on the ground, and then wait till he stands up and use another one when he's trying to open the door, and that should kill him. That one works a lot more consistently than the 3 grenades for some reason. Not much I can do about that, but then we can combine the extended mag and the moderator, which we got from the second case from just killing him, with the handgun. The moderator increases crit chance, and we'll get 33 rounds from the extended mag. Then we're going to run back to Carlos. Now, here's a tricky dodge coming up here. We need at least 1 more shotgun shell, which is the last one I had. Hopefully you'll have more. Stun that zombie, and then we have to dodge this parasite zombie. Usually you have to get a perfect dodge, but I managed to just do it with a regular dodge. He tried to attack me at an angle where the regular dodge actually worked. But the parasite zombies, that's pretty much the only one you're ever going to have to perfect dodge in the whole game unless you get cornered. But the trick is they make a clicking noise, and then there's like a final click that sounds different, and then silence right before they attack. You want to dodge like right as you hear that final click on the silence. So like you hear the final click, you press circle on the silence, the gap that there is. That's the best way I can try to explain it. And then you'll be able to dodge that that attack that zombie throws. If you try to save shotgun shells for him and stun him, there's a second one, and the second one will just try to hit you anyway. It's a mess. The easiest way is just to shoot the first police officer zombie and then dodge the parasite one. Coming back into this area, we're going to open up all the fancy boxes, use the gems like you normally would, because we need the extra side pack and the upgrade for the shotgun, which reduces the shotgun's recoil and spread. Then we're going to open up this lockbox here for some more shotgun shells, which I desperately need because I had to use a lot more shotgun shells than normal. The 4 that I had to use on Nemesis instead of just the 3 frags really killed me. Coming down here, we're going to skip a cutscene immediately into Nemesis chasing us. You want to immediately flick your camera around and watch him because you're going to have to perform 1 or 2 perfect dodges. Be careful right here coming up the stairs because sometimes he'll try to do that attack and it has a lot more range than you might think. That's why I had to dodge forward. We're going to stun him with the generator when he reaches the top of the stairs, and then we're going to come in here and do the usual. Wait for him to come down this area. There's a couple handgun bullets on that box right there. We're going to try to stay right next to these barrels to bait him to come this way so he doesn't go the long way around. And then we're going to shoot him with the barrels as soon as he tries to come after us and get ourselves some more shotgun shells, which are what's in that case. And then we're going to leave. We're going to kick open the grate and leave. Down to the sewers, which is a fun segment in Inferno. Believe me. Believe you me. If it sounds like I'm trying to relay a lot of information very quickly, and it's hard to watch, it's because I fully intend for you to already understand how a lot of these things work, or watch the video multiple times to get a good viewing on what is happening on the screen as well as what I am saying. It's not one of those things where you can follow this video along and it will just work, because that's just not how this mode cannot be done like that. It just doesn't work. Any no damage is like impossible to just follow along and have it work. So as you can see, I grabbed a couple things out of the box. We want our gunpowders, the regular gunpowder high grade. I opened some lockers. We got more handgun bullets, more shotgun rounds. I dropped off my handgun because you don't actually need it for the sewer. I'm keeping my shotgun on me though, and the magnum. We need the magnum. Do not drop off the magnum. We need to waste more magnum rounds. I guess it's not really a waste. It keeps you alive. But make sure not to forget the hand grenade on these boxes to the right. We need that. And now we're going to do a fun thing. So normally, you would shoot these hunters to stun them, right? With a flame round. Or something. Well, we're just going to dodge all of them because we don't have ammo to deal with them. So I hope you're good at perfect dodge timing. There is a way to bait them against the wall and do like a jank run backwards dodge. Yeah, don't worry about it. We're going to come in here, grab the grenade launcher and the explosive powder B. Basically, you can try to, like, run backwards to dodge them right before they try to bite you. But it's way harder, in my opinion, and less consistent than just standing. I just aim the knife at them, wait until I see the right part of the animation that I practiced, and then just dodge. You have to practice this, basically. There's no other way around it. Coming down this tunnel, there's going to be 2 NE alpha parasites that drop from the ceiling. And that's what we brought the Magnum for. I missed a shot, though, and that comes back to bite me in the ass pretty hard later. Try not to miss a shot, especially when it's very easy. You just have to shoot them when they're on the ground right in front of you. Don't forget these flame rounds on the right before we go in this room. We stunned the Hunter Gamma back there with a flame round to give us enough time to perfect dodge the second Hunter Gamma without being grabbed, because he stuns us when he jumps out of the water. That's the only flame round we're going to be using. We're going to mix the explosive powder B from this locker, or the A with the B in that locker to get flame rounds. Then we're going to pick up another high grade, make more magnum rounds. And we're going to turn the 2 regular gunpowders into handgun bullets. Then we're going to pick up the battery. Now that we have everything we need, these hunters actually despawn, or at least one of them does, I think. So you don't gotta deal with them, but there's another one down the tunnel up ahead again. I'm coming down here. I'm gonna check this box. Sometimes it has ammo, most of the time it has an herb, but there's shotgun shells down here, and that's what I actually came for. So now we're gonna have to perfect dodge again. And then to the right, there's another Gamma we have to stun. I was wrong earlier when I said that we only used that one flame round. I forgot that Gamma was there until I was rounding the tunnel in the footage and went, oh yeah, there is another Gamma. But we're going to stun that Gamma around the corner to, again, same as last time, give us enough time to dodge past the second one that blocks our path. I accidentally started going back down the ladder there again. But we're going to come up here, put the battery in, and we're going to play Ring Around the Rosie with the next Gamma. So he's going to jump out ahead of us, and we're going to turn immediately left and unlock this door. And then we're going to go grab our battery, and we're going to run up towards the door a little bit, let him try to bite us, and then back off so he doesn't grab you. This is going to make him leave the door a little bit faster. As soon as you see him close his mouth, you can just run right past him. You want to run left here? I should have actually been a little bit faster. And go all the way around up to here. Put the battery in this door. And then we're going to run in here. And there's another side pack and another explosive A. Then we're going to walk up to the door a little bit. Gently. Like I'm doing. Just gently. Try to get him to bite us. And again, as soon as his mandibles leave the door, we're going to run out. Turn right and grab our battery. Because he won't actually try to attack you. He's focused on jumping back into the water like a dumbass. So then we're going to spawn him to the left by walking forward a little bit, and then go right out the door. That way he doesn't try to cut us off when we're leaving. And that's how you play Ring Around the Rosie with that last Hunter Gamma. And now we're going to just go through the door here. And we're coming up on my second save point. I don't know if I would actually recommend saving here. It was easier for me, but honestly, you're going to make it a little bit harder on yourself in the long run. Save points are subjective, except for that you need one last save before the final boss of the game. You absolutely need one. The other 4 are mostly just where you want them. We're going to climb the ladder, get attacked by Nemesis. We have to perfect dodge this zombie right here. You can also shoot him with the shotgun. You don't have to perfect dodge him. I find the timing to be easy enough for that one zombie because he's standing in a static position that I'd rather just dodge him than waste a shotgun shell, especially since I was at a deficit. We're going to run back in this room and grab another explosive powder A, make some more grenade rounds. And then there's another zombie at the end of the hallway who has bitten me once when I shotgunned him directly in the chest to stun him, which was a bad on me. I should have just shot him in the leg or something, but I thought it would stun him and he still grabbed me and I lost the whole run. So I just dodged past that one as well, but you could also shoot that zombie in the leg. I would recommend leg overhead because it's actually easier to stun them that way. It'll usually just trip them over. Sometimes you shoot them in the fucking head and their arm gets in the way if they go to lunge at you or something and they don't really get stunned. And then you're dead. So the second save point will be right before the flamethrower Nemi boss fight, the first real Nemi boss fight, at the top of this construction site. But again, saves are kind of subjective. These are what worked for me, even though I did want to use my save a little bit later. I was so tired of doing the Drain Demos segment and the sewers that I just wanted to save here because I didn't want to ever have to do those sections again. That's really what it came down to. So for the flamethrower enemy fight, we're going to need the rest of our frag grenades, the shotgun, the handgun, but we don't need handgun ammo, just whatever handgun rounds are in the gun. We're not going to be using too many rounds. And we're going to need, actually, I think that's it. Yeah. Go ahead and look at my inventory here. Oh yeah, bring the flash grenade, not just your hand grenades. Hand grenades and the flash grenade from earlier, because we're going to be using that flash grenade finally. You have another chance to grab it if you didn't, but I'd just carry it into this fight. So first, we're going to run straight across, grab the shotgun shells. Then we're going to head over here to this container and grab grenade rounds. We're going to turn around and shoot Nemesis in his parasite container until he takes a big stumble backwards, like that. Then we're going to equip our frags and chuck one when he recovers. So he's going to recover, chuck grenade, switch back to the handgun. Pop him 1 or 2 more times till he explodes like that. When he explodes, run past him, grab the handgun rounds and the other grenade rounds. Then we're going to re-equip our frag grenades and wait till he goes to take a right step forward. Look at his right foot. He takes a step forward, we're going to throw it. I actually threw it a little bit late. Then we throw another one after that one's hit, switch to the shotgun, and fire 2 shells. Again, I was a little bit late on the grenades. I should have thrown them just a little bit earlier, but don't throw them before he recovers because he actually has damage reduction during that animation, so you want to wait until he recovers from any animations to do full damage with the frag grenades. Otherwise, you can't down him in the 2 shells afterwards. And that's how to completely bypass that fight on Inferno. I mentioned in my hardcore playthrough that even on Inferno, Flamethrower Nemesis is kind of a bitch if you know the combination of items to use on him. This remains true here. So skipping the end of that conversation because I had already reached my destination. Again, I'm only using those walk and talks to save time because the timer does not run, but I'm still able to move. We're going to switch to the handgun up ahead. And I tried to blow up this barrel. I should have maybe waited a bit. I was trying to use the barrel to do damage to this parasite zombie that's on the ground. It didn't hit him, but either way, even if it doesn't hit him, you want to finish off this zombie completely with focus shots. Let the reticle focus in, because now that we have the moderator, we have an increased crit chance. Because we need that parasite zombie to be out of the way. We have more footsies coming up. Gotta play footsies with zombies a lot. It's like MK11 up in here. It's all about mid-range combat. So, we're gonna come down here to the bottom of the entryway to the parking garage and grab the high-grade gunpowder just like in a normal playthrough. We need as many magnum rounds as we can get a hold of. And then we're going to come up here and take a look at what this second parasite zombie is doing. There's a female parasite zombie, and we're focused on her. Watch out for all the other zombies, of course, but you want this female parasite zombie to kind of follow you out of the way so she's not standing in front of the direction to get into Kendo's gun shop. I kind of shot her to aggro her that direction, and then run past her. You don't want her to be in the way, or else you have to perfect dodge a parasite zombie attack, and those are annoying. We're going to get the semi-auto barrel for the shotgun, and I grabbed 2 regular gunpowders here that I did not have to. I should have just mixed them into handgun rounds right now, since I did grab them. But for some reason, I didn't. I grabbed them and then didn't mix them. We're going to grab the key off the wall. You don't really need those gunpowders, if I'm being honest. I don't really get a lot of use out of them. Don't combine the semi-auto barrel with the shotgun yet, because it actually gives you 6 shells, since it ups the shotgun's capacity, just like the extended mag for the handgun. And we want a free 6 shells, because that's really good. So we're going to wait till we use the 4 shells that are currently in the shotgun. Coming into the alley, we're going to stun this parasite zombie to the head. You need a headshot, because sometimes he doesn't get stunned by the leg. And then run past him. Don't reload the shotgun. Coming in here, stun this guy from mid-range right before he attacks you by listening to the sound effect. Then get up right in his face while he's stunned and shoot him with another 2 shotgun shells to finish him off directly to the head at point-blank range. Then, if you did that properly, you should have used all the shells in your shotgun exactly, so you can combine the semi-auto barrel to get your 6 and a faster fire rate. So then we're going to come upstairs, unlock the lockpick container, and grab some more grenade rounds. Equip your flash grenade coming through this door, and we're going to get chased by rocket launcher nemesis. So, rocket launcher nemesis. There's a few specific things you got to do. Of course, dodge the rockets just like always. Left, right, left, right. When he gets to the end of this alley, wait till he starts coming after you, then throw the flash to stun him. Turn, shoot these 2 zombies in the leg as soon as they're about to attack you, or the parasite zombie is. Then coming down here, there's another one. Do the same thing. Shoot it in the leg, trip it over. Then, you should be in the clear for Nemesis chasing you. The reason why we use the flash grenade there is because otherwise Nemesis is going to try to run up behind you and punch you in the back around the same time that you're trying to avoid the second parasite zombie and shoot it. He'll also be firing rockets at you when the first 2 are in front of you. And it's such a fucking hassle, and you might get punched in the back or stabbed in the front by the parasite zombie if you're trying to avoid Nemesis, that I just use the flash grenade to stun him and keep him out of the way while we deal with those threats. It's way easier, trust me. So, another walk and talk segment. We're coming up on Jill Valentine in Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones style, with the giant rolling toy bob head. Not too much happening here. We're just gonna stair skate down the stairs away from the giant rolling head of doom. And you're gonna want your handgun for this. There's a generator to your right, and we're gonna use that stun Nemesis. We're gonna stand right here to make Nemesis drop down after the head's done. And listen. For 2 footsteps. You need to be listening for 2 footsteps. Thunk, thunk. And after 2 footsteps, shoot the generator, run past him. Then as you're running up the stairs, try to keep your camera focused on him, and then look at the ground after you turn the corner. Why? Because if you're looking at him or at the ground, he can't jump in front of you. If you look in front of you, he can just jump in front of you and teleport, and he'll cut you off, and you'll have to do a perfect dodge. So either look at him or the floor. And then that should get you out of the way of any problems. Also, that looking at him thing applies to the entirety of the game. Whenever you're being chased by regular Phase 1 Nemesis, he cannot teleport in front of you if you are looking at him or the ground. It's because of how he's programmed, I guess. And we're coming up on the end of the first, not segment, excuse me, but part of the video. I'm going to have to end the video because I had to cut at a very weird area, because of the size of this game, I've mentioned this every time that I've made a video, I record directly off of my PlayStation. I can only record in hour segments, and I edit through Share Factory right now because the laptop that I have is incapable of running goddamn anything. I need to get a new one until I can get some kind of funding for actual editing gear, etc. An editing program, a actual PC to use it on, etc. Capture card. It's just easier for me to use Share Factory, and anyone that's ever used Share Factory knows that it's quite a piece of shit, and you can only have segments that are 60 minutes long. Because of the length of the game, I had to cut not on a save point. Normally I cut on a save, but the length was just the right amount that I had to actually cut in the middle of gameplay for once. So apologies on that, but it's the best that I could do with what I have. I don't have like donations sending me money for a good PC or anything. But we're coming up on the Carlos segment, the first Carlos segment at the RPD. And it's going to cut right as we enter the RPD, so I'll just cover what we do at the very beginning here, and then we'll pick it up next time. So immediately when you skip the first cutscene, we're going to turn around and run away from Brad, and we'll go down here. Because on Inferno, the STARS card is not actually on Brad's body. It's down here in the room that Leon gets changed in Leon B. Of RE2R. So then we're going to head back up the stairs once we have the STARS card, and we're going to eliminate Brad from the doorway with handgun rounds. Focused handgun rounds, excuse me. Now, why are we doing this when we already have the STARS card? Because Brad is faster and has an even bigger aggro range than most zombies, because he's a super zombie. And so he'll try to grab you if you try to run past him, and typically you have to shoulder check with Carlos perfectly in order to avoid him, and that the window is so small, it's just easier to eliminate him with the handgun round. So we sit back here where he can't aggro on us because we're too far away, and we snipe him. So that's going to be the end of the first segment. He's about to die right here, and we'll pick up in the next part where we're going to cover the rest of the RPD with Carlos. See you then.